What's up, y'all? It's your host, Sensei NK, back another episode, and I'm my co-host, but I'm with
King Swank, Wagwan.
my boy. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, man.
Of course. Long time coming.
Yes, sir.
You know what? Let's start off pretty easy. How did you get? Actually, what would you classify yourself as? Would you be artist, rapper, producer, engineer, DJ?
I like to go by the title as an artist.
Okay.
Because I wear many hats. You know, I DJ, I engineer, produce, I rap, and I sing a little. You know, and it all started from dancing.
Okay. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever done like shows? Was that like how you were making money first, and then you moved over to producing because you just like enjoyed making it more, or?
So in early high school, I was part of a dance crew.
Okay.
And that was way before I was even making music. And I was also hooping at the same time. And that was actually conflicting.
All right.
And I ended up having to make a choice. But before I could make that choice, we ended up moving to Georgia. I'm originally from here. I was born in St. Paul. Lived in Rochester for a bit. Then we moved to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And when we moved down there, that's when I started digging more into producing. And just messing around with beats, and that led to writing, and it just built up on top of each other.
Wait, what type of hooper were you?
I was a number 4.
Okay, you're okay, power forward. Okay,
Yeah, power forward.
Were you any good, or you like this might be my whole thing, and then you just like diverged out of nowhere?
I was pretty decent. I was in AAU most of my time in Georgia, and played in some pretty big tournaments. I played against Sharif and Bull.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
How did that go?
We got torn up. Not gonna lie, but it was an experience. But I realized hooping wasn't really for me.
No, I feel that.
I'm decent, but I'm not the best, and I'm not gonna flex.
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
See, my whole thing is because of like I was trying to do the whole hooper thing, and then I started like meeting people that actually do the hooper thing, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the motherfuckers that were like actually trying to make the league that like discouraged me to not make it. It was the people that were like, everybody knew they were going to the league, and then it was like, then there was this gap of people that were even better than I was. So it was like,
and now imagine coming up in Atlanta,
exactly,
with all that talent around you. It's like I had to be real with myself, and like I don't know. The music scene down there is like sort of saturated. Everybody's doing music down there, but I don't know. That's what my heart said.
Okay,
that's what I've been doing. Even before I like started producing and stuff, like, I came up in the church and singing in choir. And my mom always played music throughout the house and stuff like that.
Yeah, a question that I like to ask a lot of artists, especially when they did grow up through the church. Do you feel like since there's not as much church going, people's voices aren't as developed? Because I feel like that's like a place that people go to practice music and how to actually like hold notes and sing. Do you feel like that's why it's like tapered off with like? Because of even comparing, this is another thing I was going to ask you, even comparing R&B from like the 80s and 90s to like the 2000s and now like as it is now, how it's like dropped significantly, how there's like 6-7 people that you can name in the 90s compared to like now where you can go like SZA, Summer Walker, and then it kind of drops.
I feel like people aren't putting in that effort. I don't necessarily feel it's the church, because I feel like people are still going to church, but like when it comes to the work ethic, people don't want to put that work in, and also it's a little bit of a blame on social media and stuff like that too. Because you have just anybody blowing up. So let's say you have one talented person who's been grinding for 5 years, you know, knows how to work themselves in the studio and perform on stage, but they just don't have that access or that platform to, you know, show that talent. Even though they might be on social media, maybe they don't have the followers. But now there's this other person with the funding behind them. They don't necessarily have the talent, but now they got the funding, the followers, and they're in that spotlight and on that platform, and now they're put on.
Have you ever like thought about like changing the type of music and things that you make to be more commercially enticing?
Not necessarily. Because again, I do this just for the love of it. And I feel like my sound is unique enough to pique people's interest and stuff like that. So I don't feel like I necessarily need to follow the commercial sound. But also, if the commercial sound is something that I genuinely like,
then you'll make it on your own volition type of thing. Okay,
exactly, yeah.
That's fair. What point did you know that you were like good? Actually, did you switch from being an artist to focusing mostly on producing? Because that's like the most of the thing that I've seen from you, especially from like your 2018 project Summer Fling, where it's just like more producing and things like beats in a sense.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're better at that than actually making different type of music?
Not necessarily. It's just what I started doing.
Okay.
And also early on, I was just scared to put my raps or songs out there.
Okay.
And so I just spoke through my beats.
Okay.
And I like how you like mentioned Summertime Fling, because like that project is like a storyboard on its own, like from track 1 to track. I think.
What was the story that you were trying to tell? Since there was no words on it, what was like the?
That's up to your own interpretation. I made the project for you to sit back, relax, and just like let your mind take you, let the music guide you. Yeah,
because like the type of idea that I was getting from it was like a stop motion picture of like no words type of like kind of like the first movies that had no words, but it's all just like pictures, and you're supposed to just like feel what's going on based on like their expression and things of that nature. So I feel like you can morph it into a lot of different things. But for you personally, what was it?
For me personally, it was what was going on currently in my life. So I was in college. I was going to Georgia State, and I don't know. I was in a fresh relationship. Everything just felt new. I wasn't taking psychedelics, but like, I was fascinated by that realm.
Okay. How come?
I don't know. It's just like this is a video. Like at that time, I don't know. There was a lot of YouTube videos like with weird, colorful stuff going on. And
was that what was like forming a lot of your cover art as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Because I was also listening to a lot of like ASAP Rocky and Flatbush Zombies and those type of dudes who make trippy visuals and all that stuff. So I was like, let me dig more into this.
Okay. I feel that.
And see how I can implement that into my sound as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How did it like form it, do you think?
And
do you think it was like easier for people to consume your stuff when you started making them more psychedelic and trippy and things of that nature?
I wouldn't necessarily say that's what made it easy for people to consume. I feel like it was the way I arranged it.
Okay.
And just a unique lo-fi sound with that hip hop influence.
I feel that. I feel that. Why do you think it's so? There's not that many people that go towards the making beats route, and most people want to be like the artist on stage and things of that nature. Where do you think the divergence is?
They probably just don't have the time, or I'm not gonna say they don't have the work ethic. So like, cause you just need time. It takes time to learn how to sit down and figure out how to just work through a DAW, whatever DAW you're using, whether it's Fruity Loops or Pro Tools.
Is it like a lot harder to do that than actually making the music, than being the artist?
Producing?
Yeah. Because like with a lot of artists, I want to say they just like ride the wave of their beats because of like their voice is part of like the instruments that's like making all of it work. But do you think it's like harder to do that than the actual?
I wouldn't say one is necessarily harder than the other because like look at school subjects. Like a student might be good at English, but then suck at math. I was horrible at math. I was real good at English. But I have friends who were real good at math who were horrible at English. And I didn't necessarily understand, like, how could you not get English? But my friends would be like, how can you not get math? It's just the same thing. Like, and again, it's just the amount of work you put into it. So, because for me, it's a perfect balance. I feel like my pen is just as lethal as the beats I be making.
When you do, speaking on the psychedelic aspect, have you ever like indulged in that type of world to really see what the others are seeing and like the?
I have taken, actually, I won't speak on that.
No, you know what? Heard you. But alleged.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's like do you feel like people are actually opening their minds when it does come to those type of things? Like, do you think it actually shapes music for the better?
I feel like it can open a door to a different understanding or interpretation of the music. And so when you go out and put that onto your track, it just might come out sounding like something other people haven't heard before, because when you took whatever substance that was, that's how you interpreted it.
I feel it. Do you have any crazy story times being in the producing boot?
Any crazy stories?
Yeah.
Not like crazy as in wild, but like just crazy as in good times. Like,
Like, is there certain individuals that you like always love working with more than everybody else?
oh yeah, my roommate Sticks, Beats by Sticks, man, he's raw. Like, that's the homie for real.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I love working with him. Me and him, anytime we're in the studio together, we're on like the same energy and wavelength. Like,
Okay.
we just build on top of each other. Like how twins be finishing each other's sentences.
Yeah.
We be doing that with the beats and the songs. Yeah.
That's hard. Where do you think the connection comes from? Like, is it really easy for you to work with other people? Or have you always been like the loner, head to the stone type of thing?
When it comes to production, I feel like I'm more of a loner.
Okay.
Like, it's hard, unless it's like an artist, but like other producers, it's sort of, I don't know. I don't really like working with other producers.
How come?
It's just a workflow. Like, sometimes you're just not in sync, or I mean, the only way I feel like I could work with another producer is if like they send me like something to chop up, like a sample, or they have like a loop they made, and then I'm gonna lay down some drums on it.
Okay, that's fine. What is the process in making a beat then?
I guess it just depends on. It depends. For me, I came up chopping samples, so like digging, like crate digging, because I.
What does that mean?
So going to record shops and finding records, like literal records, putting it on a record player, and I was using Audacity to rip the sound from the vinyl onto the computer.
Okay.
But I got that from like influences like Jay Dilla, Madlib, even Tyler the Creator. Like, they love crate digging and sampling and stuff like that. So yeah, so I usually start with my sample, chop it up, and then I lay down some drums.
Okay. I feel that. Do you feel like there's because one of the ideas that I was getting to earlier while in the conversation, with a lot of the past artists, I feel like there's been more to the beat selections, and there's like a lot more layering that's going on with old music in comparison to now. Do you think that's something that's missing? Like, in the aspect where it's not as intricate. Like, a lot of music isn't as intricate as it was. If it's not like now it's just like 808s and things, 808s with a high pitch drum and things of that nature, making like a simpler song, a more consumable song in a sense. Do you think we're losing out? Sort
of. There's a lot of like copy paste producers out there.
Okay.
Like, especially after the whole YouTube producer scene blew up, like everyone wanted to follow a specific format.
Okay.
So, like, for example, if you go to YouTube and type in Lil Baby beat or Lil Durk beat,
the type beats.
The first 5, I guarantee you, will sound exactly the same.
Because it's supposed to sound like the type beat type of thing?
Well, not necessarily, but that's the formula that works for them. That's the one that gets them the views and the attention and the clicks to their beat stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not even so much I want y'all to be using this beat. It's so you have access to my actual website. That's the whole idea of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there that much money in beat making?
It depends how you go about it.
Okay. What do you mean?
I like to work one-on-one with artists. I don't know. I guess it depends if you have a set group of artists you're working with consistently. Then there's money to be made. There's people who make money online, like using websites like BeatStars or YouTube. They're making money off the streams, or they're making money off of people leasing their beats.
Okay.
And so when people lease a beat, it's you know, they pay X amount, and that beat is leased to them. So essentially, that producer can give it to any other artist under that lease.
Oh, okay.
But if you buy exclusively, they have their set price. The artist pays whatever, and then the producer exclusively lets that artist use that beat within whatever terms they agree on, whether that's to split the publishing or the
Is this kind of what makes getting into becoming a producer so hard?
I don't necessarily. I mean, that's part of the. I feel like the work ethic that people don't want to put in.
Okay.
Like you know, gathering artists to work with, or setting up a website. Like you have to either do one or the other, or I guess just do it for yourself.
Is there pure talents? Do you feel like there's people that are like genuinely just talented at this producing shit? Like they just hear things differently?
Definitely.
Do you feel like you're one of those people that like you could actually like, you know what sounds good in a sense? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? How do you like?
It's weird. It's like,
and is it like a zone that you just like lock into and you're like, oh, I just understand now. Like you couldn't before, and now you understand.
So are you talking about when I listen to a track or when I'm going into
both? Because I feel like they kind of like play off each other. Because it's like, I feel like people need to be able to hear something that's good and know that stuff is good to create other like quote unquote good work.
Facts. When I'm listening to a track, I don't know. I feel like I hear, because I understand like the breakdown of a beat. Like I understand what the hi-hats are and what the kick is and the toms and just different elements to the beat. And also as an engineer, I understand how like stuff like reverb and delay works. So like when I am listening to a track and I hear all these different elements, I'm just like, I don't know, it's just
interesting. Is it kind of like, then being as a DJ, knowing that you know what sounds good, can you like produce a vibe inside of like a venue? Is that like a thing that you could like practice on, or is like a feeling you have on when to play this and when to not play this, when to play Love Sosa type of thing?
I feel like that's a different thing. I feel the way that the producing ties into the DJing. Which one did I start? I started messing around with producing first, then I started messing around with retro DJ a bit. But what helped me with learning the DJ thing is, from producing, I had to know what BPM was. Okay. Which is beats per minute, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, the tempo. And so now when I'm going into DJing, I had to understand the tempo of songs.
Real quick before you keep going. Do black people actually go on the 2s and the 4s, and white people goes 1s and the 3s? Is that a thing?
Wait, so that's crazy. Now I think about it, I feel like some white folks should be going on the 1s and they can't hit it.
But continue.
Oh man. No, but DJing, you just gotta understand tempo, and you have to understand how to read the room. And producing, you don't necessarily have to read the room because everything's coming fresh out the top, or somebody's telling you what to do. So with DJing, you don't necessarily have to be more social, but in a sense you do. Like you have to understand how to, again, read a crowd.
How did you learn that? Like, was it like a lot of school events and then you went to clubs, or was it clubs first then schools, or like things like that?
Man.
Or were you like the person that they would always tell to play the songs off the aux, like they always handed you the aux type thing? Or
I feel like it was just a combo of, again, the coming up doing stuff in church, and then also just doing school plays and like different. I don't know. I liked to be like, I wasn't the loudest, most out there kid, but like the people I looked up to, I wanted to be like them. Okay. And so that's what made me. So like when it comes to music, it's like a flip. Like I'm more introvert when I'm out and about, but when it comes to music, I'm like extroverted. So like now when it comes to reading the room and DJing, I'm like, all right, I can't be like that introvert dude. Like I gotta,
I'll make it the vibe my force. Yeah,
I'll turn into that vibe in the room.
Okay, I feel that.
But catch me on the street, I'm just that dude.
Yeah,
you wouldn't know.
I feel that. I feel that. Do you fuck with people a lot? Like, do you really like kind of saying on the introverted thing? Do you connect with people a lot? And is it difficult for you to like have conversations with people?
I feel like I do. I feel like I connect with people a lot. I don't like.
You don't
I
like
don't
people
necessarily like hanging around people.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's also because I do connect with a lot of people.
Okay.
And because of that, in the past, a lot of people have wasted my time and energy.
Okay. Okay.
So like now, I just learned how to keep my distance.
When did you realize that they're wasting time? Because it was like, would you be technically like a self-contractor in a sense?
When it comes to music, or just
music, producing, being a DJ, things of that. Because they're like you're running your own marketing.
Exactly. So I am essentially my own self-contractor because I am an independent artist.
Yeah.
But like, think about the people in your circle, like the local scene or stuff. Like when you start making moves, even it could be little moves, but like more than the person next to you. They start wanting to like hang around and or just let's say you do a show and or an open mic and you do your thing and the artist comes up to you or just some person and they say, oh, I want to start making music with you, working with you. You say, all right, let's set a date. You set a date, they never come through or they keep flaking. It's just like anything else.
Low
in
key,
life.
low key. I remember I was at an open house. I was an open mic thing downtown, and everyone was like, "Oh, we should work." And honestly, I think they just meant we should kick it. I really think that's what everybody was just thinking. But they just use let's work together as like an excuse.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's one of the things. Do you find yourself like partying with local people?
I party with my friends.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really like partying like that.
How come?
Cause like
there's work to be
always
done,
already
or
out. Like, as an artist, I'm like out for like this show or the homie show or event, and so like I don't know. Like unless it's like, and also. The only time I really like to go out and party is when I'm traveling. I like to travel.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, so like when I'm here locally, I just like, or for me to really pop out.
Do you travel outside the country a lot?
I haven't been outside the country since since I turned 18. I went to Uganda.
Okay, yeah.
That's where my family's originally from.
So it's more like you've been to like New York, like traveling states.
Yeah, New York, LA, of course, Georgia.
How is the scene, the music scene in Atlanta, like being like actually in it?
It's dope.
Okay.
It's dope. I seen so many different like not eras.
What do you mean?
Like pockets. Like I seen like the sound. I moved to Georgia 2012.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like 13. And that's like early rollout of the SoundCloud era coming out. Of the block era.
Yeah.
So now think about, and I came up in Cobb County. So now think about all those rappers from Atlanta around that time. So there's like Lil Yachty.
You're there for Yachty, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Cardi.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Uzi's not from Atlanta, but he was going down there a lot. And so like,
the Trippie Reds,
yeah,
folks
Trippie
like
Red. And so like, I'll go to parties with the homies, and like I'll see these guys, niggas like kicking it, or and like some of them weren't rapping at the times too, which is crazy to look back on. And so, yeah, and I don't know, I grew up skateboarding too, so like what's it called? I'll see like Rich the Kid at like Brook Run in Dunwoody, or just stuff like that.
Honestly, I think that's one of the biggest problems with Minnesota as it right now, because there's not that many people that's actually like blown up and like stayed to the point where it's like you don't have this bubbling support that's already there to set you up, where this is like an actual career field that you actually want to go down. because I remember I had Big Kia. You can search that podcast right somewhere here. I had Big Kia on, and she was like, "Yeah, people in Atlanta, they're like nice, and they like actually like want to like connect. If it's like people aren't afraid to be fans while they are down there.
The artist scene is different out there.
Do you think like what do you think needs to happen for more people to connect more? Does there need to be like more features, or do you think that's?
I feel like it's already sort of happening right now compared to like
2 years, 3
before COVID, before the vid, you know.
Oh God.
But I feel like before COVID, the scene was more. I feel like there was a lot of gatekeeping, and also, I don't know, everyone was in their pockets, their little squads and whatnot, and there just wasn't as many artists because I feel like COVID brought out a whole lot of artists and producers and stuff like that. That's because everyone was in their homes bored.
Might as well learn something. Yeah.
And so I feel like after COVID and after the emergence of like all these different artists and people, like different people started collabing with different people and whatnot. And I don't know. I feel like it's coming together. Yeah.
How did you come up with the song? Whatever. Did someone ask you to come on to feature, or how did that even like?
Man, whatever's crazy. So that song was like random.
Okay.
So we were in Houston shooting a video for Karen Rose's song Shift, featuring Young Metro and Obi Original. And so we were out there. I think we had just finished shooting for the day, or this was the day before the shoot. And we were lit in our Airbnb, and me and Obi were making beats. And I don't know, somewhere amidst making our beat, we just stumbled upon a YouTube beat. And Obi just starts mumbling over the track. He's like, "Oh, how do you do?" And I'm just like, in the back, like, this is cold. And so I start writing ASAP, and then Kayan pops out of nowhere, and he's like, "Oh no, I have to hop on this." And so he does his thing on the track, and then the trip ends, and I forget about the track. And a couple weeks later, like Kayan calls me, and he's like, "Hey, what do you plan on doing with that song, whatever?" I was like, "What song you talking about? What song, whatever?"
He said, "Don't even worry about it. You don't even need it for it."
I was like, "What song you talking about?" He's like, "Whatever." And then he sent me the Google Drive, and I was like, "Oh snap! I forgot about this." And I think sometime shortly after that, I forgot if it was Obi or Kayan that brought Oweo onto the song.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not sure where he laid his verse down, but I think it was at Obi's studio. But that's how the song ended up coming together. Shortly after that, we shot the video.
Did y'all know it was gonna get a lot of views? Like motherfuckers would really fuck with it?
Oh yeah, because it was the drill sound was fresh, sort of fresh at the time. And I mean that New York drill sound.
Yeah.
And
we don't mess with UK, but continue.
No, shout out to UK because it all started from the grime. The grime sound. And people don't know that. But that's a topic for another day. But like we knew because it was that fresh sound, and that because we all had our unique voices and our inputs on it, it would make some traction.
I feel that. That's fire. Oh, are you interested in dabbling more in Afro music?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
What stopped you so far?
Nothing. I have a lot in the vault, and I have a whole video. I actually brought my hard drive for you. So,
what stops you from like releasing a lot of music?
Honestly, just being in your head. But
Cause like speaking on that, cause like I have a lot of friends that does the whole music thing, and it's like motherfuckers have enough for like 5 albums now. Yeah. So y'all keep making these keep making these songs and just holding it. And it's because it's just like not ready for the public to see, or is it like a lot of people you just don't believe in it?
So I won't say it's like completely like all in your head. It's like that's just a portion of it. For some people, it could be a large sum, but also. Some artists, if you're trying to do stuff correctly, you gotta have a rollout plan. Okay. And
does it become wasted if you don't?
It can, because like let's say with whatever we had a rollout plan, and that's why it's doing the good numbers it's doing, because we had a plan. We had a plan to put it in certain playlists. We had a plan to push it to certain people and whatnot. But if you like just like
wait, real quick before you skip on that one, is it hard to get your stuff playlisted? Like how do you even do that?
Not really. There's sites out there and sources.
Okay.
You know,
so it's not like
do
you
your
have
own
to
work
scratch someone's back type of thing. You can literally just like find it.
No, yeah, you can find it. Just Google. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, but continue.
But I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Why people don't post all their music?
And the rollouts. Again, rollout plan. Like you know, you gotta plan to release your stuff, because like if you let's say whatever, again, the track that you like you heard it, if we would have just put it out there, not done the push we had done and said this is how we'll do this, on week number 2 we'll do this and everything else, it probably wouldn't
also it took like a whole like month to set the song up then.
Exactly, yeah. Or at least specifically the video. I should say the song, well, we also had to roll out with the song, but the video
rollouts are so interesting because of like you could really put together a whole new world based off of this content you're making, or like you could do the whole just drop it and that's the rollout, or you could set it up as like its own living breathing project that still gets plays on and on and on. Like come together to look at someone's like rollout. I feel like there's a lot of things that go into it in the first place, where it's like there's some artists that are literally famous. Actually, you know what? Okay, this is an idea that I was thinking about recently, especially in the case of like Lil Yachty. I feel like he made a crazy jump, like a ridiculous jump in the past year, just because he figured out a way to like not so much take his stuff seriously, but just like make content surrounding it that you could actually see his personality a lot more. And there's like he's still being goofy and stuff like that, but he's being like professionally goofy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's more of like a clean cut thing where it's like you could take it more seriously. So yeah, that's one of the things that I feel like people need to like keep in mind when they are trying to have like a rollout to the greater masses, because there's a lot of times where people are just wasting music because they're just like dropping it for nobody to hear.
Exactly, especially in today's market, because everything's a lot more saturated. I feel like back in like again like the 2013s, 14s, like you were able to do that. And
you could drop a bunch on SoundCloud.
Yeah, exactly, on SoundCloud, and it would just do it. Because people were, I don't know, people were tapped in.
People were randomly just playing music back then.
Yeah, no, but I miss that so much. Like, fuck, I don't know. It's the way you have to grind now to get your, like, again, I'm not hating against like the whole rollout plan thing, because even back then, if you were taking music seriously, you still needed to have a rollout. But again, like the fact you could just drop something for fun, and it didn't necessarily have to sound the best quality, and you could still gain a lot of traction.
And they would mess with it because it doesn't sound all the way clean and polished for that exact reason.
Genuine.
Do you have a lot of stuff that's just like held in the vault, like specifically like Afro music?
Man, I have a lot of music in the vault, and a lot of Afro music, Afro dance hall music. Yeah.
Is there like a reason you haven't dropped them? Are you waiting for a nice moment to really put your feet down on it? Especially being that like Afro music has gotten so like popular over the past couple of years.
It's just about timing. And also a big thing is I'm sort of like a perfectionist. Okay. So there's some songs I recorded like 3 years ago. Before I was like real good at engineering too, and I knew it wasn't where I wanted it to be, and so I knew if I dropped it out like now, it just didn't sound how I wanted it to sound. Like
it wouldn't represent you correctly.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And so now some of those tracks I was speaking about are out now, and like I sit back and I'm like, yes, like I'm happy, I'm proud of this track because it sounds to quality, to standard, and it's raw at the end of the day too. And shit, I sort of lost my train of thought with that. What was the question?
No, I feel that. Is there like when do you think that you're gonna start like putting your feet and throwing your hat into the Afro music scene?
I initially wanted to do it like the beginning, midsummer.
Okay.
But then I lost my hard drive.
Oh wow.
I mean, I didn't lose it. I knew where it was. It was at my homie's crib, but he lives 3-4 hours away. Jesus. And so it's just like because of work schedule.
Wait, real quick. Have you ever like lost music? Like ever got your shit like wiped?
Yeah, no, I have. I've lost songs. I've lost stems, and I'm like, no, it's like a horrible. Like, I mean, it's sort of bittersweet, but it's like when you have like the MP3, but you can't find the stem, so you can't change anything.
Wait, what's the stem?
The stems are like the vocal tracks and like the beat. So
yep, okay.
So every project has tracks. It's like track 1, track 2, track 3, track 4. So track 1 might be the beat, track 2 might be your verse, track 3 might be
so like
ad-lib.
the layers.
Yeah, so those are layers.
Okay.
Yep, so those are stems. And so without stems, you can't. So let's say I don't know, in the demo I hiccuped or like there was a crackle in the background or I don't like this ad lib. Because I don't have the stems, I can't change it. So now I just have to completely re-record it or do some crazy magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. One of my homies, that's the reason why he doesn't make music anymore. He lost like 2 albums worth, and he said, "You know what? I don't even like making music for real."
Yo.
Because of that, sounds so sick. That sounds so sick. Like, I've watched, for example, Mac. I've watched him make music. I'm like, hey, this is like a month. You've been at this thing for like a month, 2-3 months. Now and imagine you just lose it.
It's just gone. And like, and then like I was saying, what makes it worse is just imagine just having the like. I feel like I sort of feel like I'd rather not have the file. I'd rather just not.
I don't even need it no more, bro. I don't even need it
because it's just like I'm hearing what it could have been, but I mean I don't know. Like it could gain inspiration from that too. Like. I knew I was gonna get my hard drive back because it was in a good place. It was at my home. It was just inconvenience for the time because I had stuff on there I needed to drop and tweak. But like I don't know, you could flip that loss into an inspiration and come out stronger.
Is there a reason why you don't tell people that you're dropping?
I tell people when I'm dropping.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
It's just I haven't dropped in a while. But,
okay.
But like usually I'll make an announcement because again that's part of the rollout. Because I want people to be aware that it's dropping. So I already off the rip get X amount of views or shares. Yeah.
Okay. Because like the reason why I bring that up, I've had instances where people are telling me is like they hate telling people that there's a project that's coming next when they drop something, right? Like for example, a deluxe. They hate doing that because now they feel like they have to drop the deluxe now, even though they literally want to like pivot.
Oh, you mean like a specific date?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah,
no, I don't know. That's so cheap. Well, unless everything, but that's why you gotta have a rollout because I feel like the people that don't want to say that
it's just unserious.
Just not do shit together. I mean, I just gotta be 100. Like, cause for example, I have a track. Okay, it was sort of gonna be a surprise, but I'll say it. So I have a track, Frontline, that's gonna drop next week.
You heard it here first.
Exactly, Frontline's dropping next week. If you know, you know. So, but so like I'm not scared to say it's dropping next week because it's already on DSPs. Like,
okay,
it's ready. It's like an Instagram reel draft. I set it for this date. It's gonna drop on this date.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm ready to say, guys, get ready to at 12, whatever, on your phones to tap into the song.
I feel that. I find that shit so respectful because I feel like a lot of artists be bullshitting their fans so hard when it's like, oh, they're gonna do this one thing, and then it just like doesn't drop, and our motherfuckers are just waiting for a project that's just never gonna come. Because like, even okay.
But do you mean like industry people or
like people in the industry?
I feel there's also politics too behind that. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like labels are behind and stuff like that. Like,
what are some things you think the average person would not know about making music, especially when it comes to the industry aspect of it?
I don't know, there's a lot of stuff people don't know about the industry aspect, or even just when it comes to like even dropping music alone, like how much money you could just make from your track. Like people don't know about stuff like BMI and ASCAP and
what does that mean? BMI.
It's just like ways to make money from your music. I'm sort of slacking right now because I can't I can't give you the real definition, but like if you're an artist and you're trying to take your craft seriously, you should figure out what BMI and ASCAP are, and getting your rights and your publishing.
Oh, okay.
And distribution.
So it's just like ownership of
it's just ownership of your music.
Okay.
Because for instance, like people don't know you can make like if your music's all correct with BMI, ASCAP, and all that, and if you're performing at a legit venue, you can make money just from performing your song. Like not from the venue, but like from BMI, because it's registered.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
People don't know that. But look now. So think about how many local artists have their songs out. They might have BMI, but most of them probably don't. I perform their songs live in legit venues who are BMI certified and whatever, but they don't know they can be making, like, the venue might not be paying them, but they don't know they can be making extra pocket cash. Whatever. Okay, it might be a few dollars, but that's money.
Yeah, of course. Is it hard to actually understand all the rules and legislation of everything that's going on because of? Is it made to be complicated on purpose?
I feel like yes and no.
Okay.
It's just, again, it's just like anything else in life. Like, it's a business. It's a business. So you gotta study music business. You gotta
Oh, okay. Because that is actually a degree. That is a degree.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So it just depends how far you want to take it, how much info you want to.
Because one of the ways that I've always heard, like one of like the most low key best way, especially for producers to make money, is just like license out your beats to like let's say if someone is making a movie and your sound might work in the movie, go right there and let them know, type of thing.
Sync license, because like, man. Like if you get your song, your beat, or even song placed, like
getting a song placed is crazy. That's insane.
Yeah,
but
that's good money. And I have a couple homies that like have their songs placed in video games, like FIFA, 2K, like
an ad.
Or even an ad. Yeah. I have a homie that did like a dog commercial jingle. Like and so it's just little stuff like that. And I have, I was blessed with the opportunity to work on a recent sync placement. I can't speak on what it is right now, but yeah.
Of course. I feel it.
So hopefully, if that falls through, when it falls through,
in Jesus' name, when did you know you're good at what you do?
When people started paying attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like random folks like hit you up type of thing, or what do you mean?
And I started doing so I'll take it back to like SoundCloud days in Atlanta, like, because like I said, I was that quiet kid. I was like, when people around school will like be like, oh, this like so and so, because I went by Mr. Psychedelics at the time.
Mr. Psychedelics, okay.
So they'd be like, oh, you heard Mr. Psychedelics beat? And and a few people not knowing it's me, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. Like, and after I started getting more confidence and letting people know I made music around my scene and stuff, and I would hear some of the compliments, and like there'll people like genuinely be like, "Yo, this beat is hard," or "Keep doing this," or even actually when it came to like my relatives or my African parents, you know, like I liked seeing them fascinated by some of the stuff, like little mixes or like the drafts I'll make. Like I show my dad, and I feel like going into it, he was like thinking, oh, it's probably not gonna be, but then he'll hear it and he'll be like, wait, you did this? Hey, how did you do this? Because he's not understanding that at the time he wasn't like. I feel like they were thinking that you had to go to like a big studio, pay so much money to get some of this stuff done. But over the years with new technology, like you can, like we're literally doing this in a simple setup, like this podcast. So imagine what we were doing with music. You can record a whole track off your phone.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Very fire. Very fire. Real quick before we move all the way on, this is like a thing I was thinking about while you were talking. Do you think Afro beats work if it's like made for an American audience? Because like I was listening to Burner's new album. What is it? I think it's like I Told Them.
Yeah, I forget what the name was called.
Something like that. And the main complaints was I was hearing, I was like, this sounds far too American to be considered like Afro music. Do you think that Afro music can like exist if it's like made directly for an American audience?
Yeah, because I mean, what is like, okay, take that, but now look at I'm a Piano.
Okay.
What is I'm a Piano? It's Afro house. It's a different. So like I like there's like I feel like there could be like those people out there like man, you can't mix those African drums with a house beat, like make it rise and then drop like the what, like I like there could be that dude out there, but music's music. Let it, like if that's like if you felt creative enough to make something like that, why not do it?
Okay. Because of like the thing that I was thinking about, because as you mentioned Afro house, for example, I feel like there's Afro music has so many different like variety of it. Like there is an Afrofuturistic sound, things of that nature, where it's like it would diverge. But I feel like when you make it directly for American audience, or especially like the pop form, like American pop music, I feel like that doesn't really serve Afro beats, if that makes sense. Like kind of detracts from what it is supposed to be.
So then would you say you should give it a different name?
I mean,
because then that's because like that's where it gets tricky. Like it's not new, but it's new to the American audience. So like let's for that purpose, let's just call it new. So Afrobeats is new. So like all they're going off of prior to like Burna Boy's doing his sound with this is like the Remas, the WizKids, the I don't know who else more, like P Square. Like I'm like thinking about DaVito, like the people who really made a noise in the US. Like, and so when Burna Boy comes out with this, like to the American audience, it's still fresh.
Okay.
They just don't understand how deep it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you say like this is so like surface level
to the American
like
audience?
To like this okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
But I guess now when it comes to like us who really understand it, like for our discussions, I honestly don't know how I would go about.
I feel it. Interesting. What's next for you?
What's next? I I'm headlining First Ave September 10th.
How does it feel to finally be able to book such a big show?
It's crazy. I've been putting in mad work over the years. Yeah.
How do you even get that to happen? Like, who do people call to make those type of concerts even go down?
Man, I was emailing different people for months, and the right person responded. I don't know. It's just I don't. Sorry, it's like so. Damn. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second.
No, that's fine. Is it just like difficult to wrap your head around the fact that you're like moving up at such a rate, or what?
Not necessarily. It's
Or is it something you knew was gonna happen by force by fire?
Yeah, no, I knew I was definitely gonna get the show by force by fire because I was hungry for it. And again, like I was emailing any and everybody I could, going into the venue, introducing myself to everyone. Every time I did an event there with another artist, I would say hi to the sound guys, say hi to the staff, introduce myself, just so my face sticks. And I feel like that's what helped get the show because I haven't had any type of management help until recently.
Okay. How does it make it a lot easier having management help?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. How so?
It does. Because that's like another person who understands how the music business works and everything, and so like it's just an extra hand.
Interesting.
And because I already understand so much, it's like we're both helping each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel that. All right. We've reached the segment of Wish I Had a Sensei, where the guests give some advice that they wish that they had when they were growing up, some advice for them now, and some advice for them in the future. Take it away.
Some advice for the young me. Keep striving and don't give up because it gets really hard. I'm telling you, man. But keep the grind up, and yeah, that's all I can really say to my young self because I know my young self was hungry, but there was a lot of temptation to give up. So just keep on grinding, man.
I feel that. You now?
For the me now, I need to stay focused because I have a lot more stuff coming my way, and if I'm not focused, things can get real messy. So I need to stay focused. Again, keep my grind going, and strap in my seatbelt for the ride to come.
I feel that. And then you in the future?
Me in the future, Wagwan Big Man. I know he's doing big things. So
very fire. All right, y'all. Like I say, thank y'all for having you pull up. This was a great time.
Thank you for having me.
And